Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Services has announced its plan to begin the process of contractor to renovate and to upgrade the Independence Stadium by April next year. This was revealed by the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Services, Kantema Gaomas, during a brief at the Government Information Center. She now joins us in studio to give us more details. Minister, good evening and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening and thank you for having me.
Where do we stand with the upgrading of the Independence Stadium?
Thank you for the opportunity to appraise the nation in terms of the traction that we have made to renovate and to upgrade the Independence Stadium. As you are aware, sometime a year ago, CAF downgraded our stadium where we were not able to comply with the requirements because Article 6 of the CAF stadium requirements classifies stadiums into 4 categories. And for the benefit of the nation, I just want to take you through, because as a ministry, we have decided to upgrade and to renovate the stadium to at least Category 3. Now, what does this Category 3 entail? Category 3, according to the CAF classification, will then enable us to host competitions of the level of Men's Champions League at group stage level as well as quarterfinals, Men's Confederation Cup, Men's Africa Cup of Nations, and FIFA World Cup qualifiers. You are aware that now where we are, we have started with the World Cup qualifiers. And also it allows us to host Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Again, you know that our girls were playing in Morocco for their AFCON qualifiers. And also we will then be able to host Women's Championship League. Now where we are with this program or the project is that following the approval of the budget to allocate an amount for us to ensure that our national team, both the men and women, play their home games at home. In September, we've then kick-started the process in line with the Public Procurement Act to advertise, to enlist the service of a consultant who will then come and oversee the process of appointing a contractor. This advert, as we speak, have closed on the 24th of October, and as of today, we have kick-started with the bid evaluation. So it's underway in order for us to appoint a successful bidder, and we envisage to conclude this process by the end of November.
All right. And what seems to be the cause of the delays we've been witnessing?
The delay was attributed to many factors. We kickstarted this program, this process in 2022, but then when we started, we didn't have the CAF requirements of 2022. So we then advertised, but we had to abort that process. And this year, after the budget was approved, because also we are aware that this is really our mandate for us to ensure that we provide conducive sporting facility, we are expediting this process. This is one of the projects that's really having a top priority on our agenda because we know the interest that it's attracting. We know also that His Excellency during the SONA this year flagged it as one of the projects that we really need to deliver on. Hence, we are really working around the clock to ensure that we do deliver. But I have to hasten to mention that we are aware of the predicaments or the process of the Public Procurement Act, and we need to follow it by the book. So unfortunately, you cannot cut some of the corners, but really, as I indicated, once we have appointed the lead consultant on board, we expect this consultant to come and hit the ground running because we want the consultant then again to come in and assess the technical compliance of all relevant components of the current stadium, and then also to ensure that we comply to Category 3. We are also expecting the consultant to produce a technical documentation which entail all the necessary construction, finishing and installation works that shall result in a stadium of a Category 3 as I indicate. And again, we expect this consultant really to provide us with a complete contract documentation and also to supervise the works during all stages of the construction. All in all, we have programmed the deliverables of the lead consultant in such a way that the procurement process for the contractor should at least start by April 2024. So that is really our plan in terms of how we have broken down this very important and very urgent project.
All right. Now, is the money allocated to the renovation process sufficient to equally meet the requirements of CAF and FIFA standards?
As Honorable Shimi has indicated, that where we stand now, government is really prioritizing the needs of the young people, be it in terms of sports development. So the funding that we have currently will then allow us to ensure that the service that will enlist for the consultant is catered for. And then obviously in the MTEF, already the minister have also announced the funding provision that will be made for the coming 2 years. We are aware that we might exceed, but as I mentioned, really as government, we are prioritizing this stadium, and really we are also looking at other stadiums. And I think I also want here to mention that in addition to Independence Stadium, even in the current allocation, we have made provision to renovate some other stadiums. For example, one in Hartap, that's at Marinta, we'll be upgrading and renovating the ablution block. We also have 2 million for Usakos, we have 2 million for Chuarongo, and we also have 10 million for Kavango West, because you will appreciate that Kavango West being the new region, we still do not have a sporting facility. So really this 10 million is for us to start up with the first phase, so that the young people, they are able to practice and to play, especially when it comes to soccer, football, basketball. So we also want to have a multi-purpose court.
All right. Perhaps a question you've been answering. What has the $50 million announced earlier been used for?
As I indicated, when we started with the process, we did not have the CAF requirements, and this then resulted into us as a ministry looking at varimenting these funds to pay for any other urgent services that we had incurred in that financial year. So, and this explanation has been given already during our budget motivation. Yeah, that is how I'll answer the question, but for now really is for us to reiterate that we have kick-started this process, and we are looking forward to complete the process, and at least to ensure that our home games, we are able to go out there and support our national team playing at home.
All right. Now, the Dr. Hage Geingob Cup is expected to take place next week. Is the Independence Stadium ready for the games and also just to receive the international teams that are coming from SA?
Yes. Come the 18th of November. In fact, we are busy. If you go there, we've been together with the team of the Hage Geingob Cup organizing committee. We've been working on the pitch, more specifically the pitch and the toilets we've been renovating. So come the 18th of November, we'll enjoy the football at the Independence Stadium. Because remember, as I indicated now, the categories, it does not fall within those categories often. It's not a qualifier, it's not an AFCON, so we are able to play there. So we've renovated. Please do come out in numbers, because also we'll be showcasing our football legends, both from Bafana Bafana and the Brave Warriors. So it's an event worth making.
All right. Deputy Minister, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and all the best.
Thank you so much for having me.